Attention game developers of the world. Especially those of you who program in Flash. But there are some games, I'm looking at you, Starbound, that would also benefit from the advice I'm about to give. I would just like to sit down with all of you and just take a moment to make the world a better place. Now, I understand a lot of you are like me and extremely lazy, and I don't want to insult your intelligence with what I'm about to say, but it's just follow along for a little bit, and I promise you, it's not that gonna hurt that bad. I don't understand why this is a problem in the first place. So I'm gonna make 2 text fields to start off with. This one is gonna say assign. Well, not that big. There. And this one is gonna say nothing. This one is gonna become a button. Doesn't matter what it's called. I need to go in here and do something, though. I already know that if I don't do this, it's gonna act weird, so let's just make some stuff. Convert that to a symbol, make it invisible. Alright, so we've got this button. It's a movie clip, but it's gonna be a button. It says assign. Let's make it assigned but. And let's make this text field button text. Alright. And now let's just ignore that for the rest of this video. That's all I needed back there. So let's, like I said, let's say you're really lazy, you don't want to learn the right way to do things, and you just want to get things out there really, really quick. So you've got 3 arrays. One of them is just for demonstration purposes. You wouldn't need key names. You've got keys, which is a bunch of falses. It's booleans. They're the buttons and whether they're getting clicked or not. Key codes are the buttons that are getting clicked or not. These are arrow keys, as said right there. And these aren't actually BAR or X, Y, and L and R and stuff. I just did that because Super Nintendo controllers, you know, posterity. So you got your buttons, you've decided on which ones you want people to click to do stuff, and you've got these functions for checking the buttons, of course. You need those. They're important. So you've got these functions. They check the buttons. That's all they do. Gets a key check, adds to key check. That key check goes through all this. Sees if it's the same thing as what just got pushed. If so, false if it was let go. I mean, true if it was let go, false. That's all that does. Update buttons. All that is to use that button check or button text we made. That's what that was for. So if we run this, you'll see it's fucked up because I didn't import the font. If we import the font and run this, you'll see, there we go. Shows what buttons are being pressed. That's all it does. If you want to press 6 fucking buttons at once, you can. It's nice. I can do that. Most keyboards can't do that. Well, I guess most mechanicals can. Doesn't matter. So that's all that does. You've got your buttons checked, and all the buttons work. So you're done, right? That's what most people seem to think. Let me tell you what. Living in a world as a lefty is a pain in the ass. So, you know, we could just take a couple of minutes here and improve this. That should have a semicolon. Let's just take a few minutes and improve this. But like I said, let's assume you want to do it the lazy way and you want to get things out quick. You don't care about assigning buttons. Well, that's okay. Just look. So you've decided to add a variable at -1. This is like the worst way to do this, but that doesn't matter. It's the fact that it's going to work. So you're going to need to get rid of this update buttons thing and put it behind this thing to say if assignment's currently going on, button set. Otherwise, update buttons. But we're not going to have button set just yet. So comment that out. And on the next one, instead of just going straight to update buttons, you'll have if assignment's not currently going on, update buttons. So that still works. Still works. That's nice. All right. So we're going to make that assign but do something now. We're going to make it do this. Press that assign button, add event listener assign button, and it goes to this function. That a function sets assignment, which is that negative variable we just added, sets it to 0. And it sets the button text, which is what checks or what updates whenever we press buttons, to please press the key you want for key names, which is what all this is for. Like I said, that's for demonstration purposes. So that still works, but if we press this, it wants to know the keys we need to press for a button, except it's not wrapping for some reason. That's okay. That is okay. We can fix that by making it wrap. I don't know why it's not wrapping. That's why it's not wrapping. There we go. So now, please press the key you want for up. Except now that assignment's on, it doesn't do anything. So what do we do now, guys? Well, that's simple. We just need one more little function. A lazy little function. Called button set. Which is what this was for. So, button set. Let's just add that whole function at once. Go over what it does. Button set. Key codes assignment equals key set, which is what that button is. Like I said, button set up here. Checks the keyboard event. Sends it to button set. Button set grabs it, sets it to the assignment key, and then adds to assignment and says, please press the key you want for the next assigned button. And then keys.length. Sets the die into text. This is if the assignment has gone through all the keys, set all keys set, please feel free to press buttons. Now, just for demonstration purposes, since this was showing all those names before on update buttons, we are instead going to show the key codes. I fucked up something. Oh. Some of these are still named Dynatext for some reason. That's what I named it in my little test earlier. So let's make those buttons text. That one. And that one. Is that it? Nope, there's key configs as well. Oh, that! Let's not talk about that just yet. That doesn't have to be there. Well, in fact, I'll just take that on entirely. So bam, we got this button text. Beautiful. So what does it do? Well, now that this is showing the key codes instead of the keys, you can see we've got all these wonderful things in 30, 60, fucking 32. But if we press assign, please press the key you want for up. Let's make it that one. And that's down, and that's left, and that's right, and that's B, and A, and X, Y, L, and R. And select, and start. So now we've got all these different numbers. What? What's going on? We've got 101. Let's press it again. Make all these numpad keys buttons. Holy shit! The keys changed. We can use different keys for our buttons now. And if we go back in and go back into this and change this back to key names, we've got the original keys here. But if we hit assign and go back over to the numpad and press a bunch of buttons, oh, it still works properly. We just made a thing where we can change the keys, guys. Holy shit! But let's not stop there. Let's not stop there. Okay, we've got the keys. We can change them. We can put any keys to any buttons in our game. What was this shit about down here that I commented out and then got rid of? Why was that there? We have this key config data key codes. What is this? What's flush? Well, this is how Flash saves data. So you know what? If we save our data, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool, guys? To be able to save the data too? Except it seems that I don't have the first lines of that in here, so I have to go get them. Hang on. Okay, I've got them now. I don't know where they went, but here they are. So you've got this, bam. A variable of key config is a shared object. This is for Flash. If the key config data doesn't exist, then make it exist from these key codes right here. Those are the default keys, and then flush it. That means save this shared object. Otherwise, change the key codes to the key config data. Oh my god! Let's change key names to key codes again, alright? Just bear with me here. Like I said, down here in after the assign buttons, we've got key config data, key codes equals the key codes that we've set, and flush it to save it. So now we've got these buttons here. You can see my arrow keys are 37, 38, 39, 40. We've got all these buttons over here. No hundreds. Let's press the assign button and do the numpad thing again. We've got hundreds. Now if we close it and reopen it, the hundreds are still there! What? Holy shit. So what we just did was we made a key assigning program and it saves the keys for later. Why don't more games do this? It didn't even take us 10 minutes. What? Starbound still hasn't fucking done this. You know, if more people would just do, like, this 10-minute thing first, instead of releasing their entire game, and then having, like, an afterthought of maybe they should do the key code thing. No. Do it first, guys. It's what I wanted to just come in and say. So there you go. If you ever making a game, and you need to fucking have keys, you can set them to whatever you want default, sure. But just remember to have a little sign thing in there. This is like the cheap-assest thing ever. Takes 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be pretty. We don't care if it's pretty. We just want it there. So guys, make the world a better place. And have changeable buttons in your games. Starbound! Fuck!